Welcome back to Crypto Gains for another video. I am out in Germany, so I'm trying to be recording, doing it differently. I got my phone here, got my laptop here, and I'm going to merge the two videos together. Anyway, welcome back. I want to just talk about Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin and basically break down why I think the bottom could still be in and just show you some things that could kind of represent the bottom being in and things about to go crazy. Also, like, how it could also mean something different. Like, we could see, like, something bearish. Different things. But I'm leaning more towards the bullish side. If it sounded interesting, drop that like, give me a subscribe if you're new watching. I know this is different, you know, because my screen's a bit bigger and stuff. But it's all good. You're going to like it. So, before I go any further, I need to let you know this is not financial advice. Please do your further research. Kind of get it out. Do your further research before you invest your money. Take a look at the screen. So, as you see here, and if you've been watching my channel, in the last sort of 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a couple of months, I've been showing you this green area, which represents 2014's bottom cycle. And I've been saying that the price of Bitcoin has been following this eerily similar. And I also want to just break down why I think that what would happen if the price was to go lower and why it could be a lot different to how everybody would expect it to be should it go lower. What do I mean? Well, people think that, we might have to fall down a bit more to $10,000, $12,000, $10,000, and then that's it. Then we can go on our amazing bull run. And I just want to show you something. And I'm going to be using this thing called Elliott Waves. I don't use Elliott Waves much on my channel, but I want to show you what I see in Elliott Waves, and then I'll show you something else afterwards, like a descending triangle, because this area here, it can represent many different things, but I want to break down why I think that it, you know, if it was to break, what could happen in the future kind of thing. So this is still following this right now, the 2014's bottom cycle. Let's grab up Elliott Waves. What is Elliott Waves? For those that are new, this has been going on for hundreds of years, I'm sure. Well, however long that traders, whether it's in the crypto market, stock market, they have been using Elliott Waves, and it's a wave count. Basically, things go in cycles, and also the price action has this like type of flow, and it usually happens quite often. It's called the Elliott Wave, and you can see it in the price action. And then this is how people have been able to trade, because they use this sort of like an indicator, like a signal to say, okay, if this is an Elliott Wave count, we expect the price to go here, then here, then here, then here, and that's what's been used for a long time in the history to basically trade crypto and trade stocks. So when I click on this one here, this shows an example of price action going up. You see it goes in waves of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But after a fifth wave, there's usually this thing called an ABC correction, which means it goes down A, up B, down C. After it's done that correction, it can then start the next 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? And usually if it gets to the top of the market and it's now going to go down because it's the bearish, it's the same thing but in the reverse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it will, do this correction thing called A, B, C. So now you understand a little bit about the Elliott Waves. Why am I bringing this to you? Because if people expect Bitcoin to go lower, then that means we would be following an Elliott Wave count, which means that we'd be going here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to show you this on the chart so you understand what I mean. So if I take this down a bit, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this down just so we can focus on the charts, right? I'm going to turn these moving averages off. Let's just take a look at the price, right? What we're seeing here. And this is on the weekly time frame, right? So if I get rid of this, where would the Elliott Wave count start? So what we need to do first is find the Elliott Wave count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would start at the top of the market, because if this was the absolute top, and now prices that are going to follow this Elliott Wave, where people believe that it's going to go down to 10K, this is how it would look. Sorry, I had a little bit of a coffee throat. It's been horrible. 1, 2, 3. There's our third. This is where we're sort of hovering now. 4. And then the fifth would bring it right down here to about $10,000, where everybody believes it will go. Why is this bad? This is bad because if it was to happen and play out like this, and this was not the bottom of the market that we're seeing now, then that means there has to be an ABC correction, which means that we would never ever go as high as where we was before, and that would mean that in fact this was the top of the cycle, what we saw here. And notice on this how the ABC correction, the correction never ever goes higher than the wave count 2, so it would never ever go that high. So then if I was to draw an ABC correction on this, I can grab the ABC right here. Here we go, ABC correction. We would be looking at something like this. So let's say Bitcoin falls down to $10,000. It might be short-lived, like a quick wick up. Then it goes 1, 2, something like this, and then it goes 3, something like this. There's your ABC correction. That means prices would go back up, and people would see it and be like, oh my God, we're going on this massive rally now to $100,000. But it might seriously surprise you, hit you by surprise, because you may never ever see a higher price than what we saw before in this last cycle. We may have to wait years to come if it's gonna go down to $10,000, which is why I hope that this is the bottom, because if it is, it remains healthy, and then we won't have to, you know, see it go to like sort of like 36, maybe $40,000. You can stretch this however high, but it would never ever go higher than the second wave, right? Because the second wave goes up here to $48,000, so it would never go higher than that. Maybe it could come close, 40, 41,000, but it'd never go higher than the second wave. If we are to come down and print this $10,000 price that everybody's been calling. Okay, so this is why it's not a good thing to be in this Elliott wave at this moment in time, because we would be in this wave formulation, which can sort of be bad for crypto in the long term, because that means, you know, prices will just have to keep coming down. We're still in the big long bearish pattern, which hasn't finished yet. So that was something I wanted to show you. Chances are that I still believe that we could still be seeing a bottom similar to 2013, 2014, 2015's bottom, and that we're just playing this out. And if we are, okay, so what's going to happen? Well, it's very likely that we could soon start to see Bitcoin's price come up. Now, why do I think that it's possible that we could see Bitcoin's price come up? And I was speaking about this with a female lady who's a day trader. She trades Bitcoin, and she was seeing something different to what I was seeing. She was seeing this, and I want to show you on the daily time frame so you can see, because we were looking at the charts. She said, but I see this, Jay, I see this. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I can see it too. But let me show you what I see. This is what she saw. She saw this. She saw a descending triangle. And she made a very good, valid point about this descending triangle, because it's very clear, very clean. What usually happens in some form of a descending triangle is that prices tend to break down. And if that's the case, where would the price go from this descending triangle? Because you kind of measure up from the top and the bottom, and then you bring that underneath, and that sort of gives you your price if it's to break down, which brings it down to, again, look, around about the 10,000 mark. So she saw that, and that was a very strong, valid point. So this could still happen. I'm not saying it isn't, but if it does, please remember, go back on this video and look what I said, that it's very likely that this will be the 5th wave of the Elliott wave cycle, and then we will see an ABC correction, which will bring Bitcoin probably up to as high as $40-something thousand, and then that would be it. And you best seriously think about paying attention and maybe taking some profits, because it's going to go lower if this happens. But if it doesn't, let me show you what I saw. I saw this. Let me grab it up. Hold on. My cough, it's been horrible. Got the coughies, the coughs. I saw this double bottom charts. Let me see if it comes up like this. I saw a double bottom, and this is what I want to show you, because I think that we could be forming something similar to this. This is just an example. So here on the right hand side is an example of a double bottom where prices come down. We see price come up, and then it comes down again for a second bottom, and then it comes up to test this neckline, and then we go flying out. And usually with double bottom patterns like you see here, like comes down, comes up, comes down, it usually, after it breaks the neckline, it's usually bullish, and we see a strong power move to the upside. So are we seeing something similar to these double bottoms? Because this is what I saw. Whether it's correct or not, time's going to tell when it plays out. Have a look at what we've got here. So when you look at the price, and I'll bring it on the weekly time frame, because then I'm going to explain something a little bit more. So we had the price come down right here. This was our first bottom. Then we had this, the top up like this. Then we came down for like a second bottom. At least I believe this is like a second bottom. Or it doesn't matter where we put it. Are we now about to see Bitcoin's price, you know, come up and do something like this? Because if we are, then that's, you know, it's formed a healthy base. We've been down here for a long time. You know, it's not like it's just happened overnight. It's been down here for a while. How long have we been down here since the crash, the original bottom, if this was the bottom? We've been down here 133 days. So if this is to play out, then it's very likely that we could have seen the bottom. We formed a nice sort of bottom structure. Hopefully we go up slowly and then start forming newer highs, which can then be bullish for crypto in the long term, which means Bitcoin could more or less likely set a new all-time high to come. So this is what I'm hoping for. There was something else that I wanted to explain and discuss. I don't know if I can remember what it was. This is the thing, when you make crypto content, you have to try and remember everything that you're going to say and write it down. But that was sort of like the main form and structure of what I wanted to say to you. So, you know, do what you will with your crypto. I know, let me get it up. Do what you will with your crypto. Like whatever you want to do with whether you're trading or investing, but just know that we're getting close. We're getting close to seeing something massive happen. And these indicators here tell me why, because I'm using the 200 week, which is the red line. I'll bring it up so you can see. Hold on, 200 week. The red line's 200 week, so it shows 200 on the length, right? And then I'm using the 20 moving average, which is the yellow line. When you look back in Bitcoin's past, real quick, and then I'm at your hair, unless you've got African hair like me. You best believe. When we look back at the past, every time we was in a bear market, look, Bitcoin crashed, you saw the crash, it was resisting on the yellow line, it couldn't break above it, and then it just capitulated down to this red line. Every time it broke this yellow line, the price action broke it, we saw Bitcoin's price go absolutely parabolic. My phone just cut me off. Sorry, let me carry on. So yeah, I apologize for the mic and stuff. It's you know, I'm using the stand. I didn't bring my mic with me. But every time you see the yellow line break, every time you see the price break the yellow line, Bitcoin's price goes crazy. And you can see this in the past as well here as well. Look. So here's the yellow line. You see some resistance trying to break it. We had one breakout, came back down, held support on the red line, then it broke it again. This is where we saw Bitcoin's price go absolutely crazy. And I'd like to believe that we would do something like this again. Because if you notice, this is 2014's bottom cycle, what I copied it over in green. This is what we're seeing in the future at the moment. And I'm hoping that we do something similar to this. If we do, when the price of Bitcoin breaks above the yellow line, I would hope for it to bounce off it like what it's been doing here in the past. Just keep bouncing off this yellow line, and this rides us up into this massive new cycle. That's what I'm hoping for. Take a look at where we are now. Oh, move that out of the way. Take a look at where we are right now. We are so close to testing this yellow line that it's very likely one or the other. We either come up, test this yellow line at $20,000. You will see a $20,000 price. It's coming. Give it a week or two, you're going to see Bitcoin's price come to $20,000, I believe. I believe it's going to test this line. If it breaks it, we could very well go up to this red line right here, which is the $23,000, it says $23,700. I would expect that to happen. Now, this is where it could get interesting. It could come up to this red line and then get rejected and fall back down, which, you know, we'll have to discuss what happens after that, if it happens. Or if it breaks it, my God, fireworks could go off. Just like what we saw when it broke the yellow line before and it started printing new green candles above. So this is what I'm waiting for. This one's different to everyone else, everyone else. This actual pattern and, you know, formation is different to the past because we've never seen this cross before, where the yellow and the red cross. Can it be bearish? Can it be bullish? I don't know. But all I know is that every time that the charts, the price of Bitcoin has broken this yellow line, it's been a good sign. It means that, you know, Bitcoin is ready to start rising again. So we will see what happens. I'm going to leave it here. If you liked it, drop that like. Give me a subscribe if you're new watching. Thank you for watching. I know this is different. As I said, I'm in Germany. Been spending time over here. It's been nice. And yeah, hopefully this was, you know, this will help you on your journey, show you a bit more to what I see in the charts and stuff, and this can hopefully guide you on your journey. If you don't want to miss this stuff and get in early, become a patron, because they see lots of different things. I've met a few tiers. I've got my standard tier, Hold on, let me find it. Where you can, I say standard. I've got loads of different tiers. Check them out. I recommend my exclusive VIP partner tier because this unlocks all my posts. You can see when I'm buying, when I'm selling, when I'm staking, all of that stuff. I've seen a fleet load of patrons come in. Welcome in. Great to have you here. We're going to be making crazy gains. You can now see all the posts that I'm buying and stuff. Welcome in. And if you guys want to come in as well, you're welcome to do so. Now is the best time to get in because I tell you what, if this bull market flies, and you miss out on these coins, they are seeing projects right now that they're probably buying, and you can't see it because you're not a patron. So come over. The link is in my info section. Click it. Don't miss out. Gonna make crazy gains. I got 92,000 subscribers. Big up to you all. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate everyone that's coming. It's going fast. I got a feeling I'm going to be hitting 100K by the end of this year. So if you're here and you're watching, please subscribe to me. Don't miss out on this awesome content. And when I get to 100K, I'm going to wear a party hat sideways, put some black swag on it. I'm just going to be, just dancing and having fun with you. So, answering your questions and also. So, yeah, thank you for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers.